Hey everybody, welcome to our live. It is Monday and we come to you live each and every day, Monday through Thursday, so you learn more about Luminess. I'm Heather and I'm here to answer any and all questions you may have regarding airbrush makeup. So we do cover all the basics. So we know that there's people at different levels of airbrushing, and so we cover everything from your kit, what you get. Hey Lori, how are you? From what you get, how to use it, how to apply it, how to practice. And so you will actually, obviously, I start with no makeup on, and you'll see me go through the process so you know what to do. And one question I always get is, I'm not getting the coverage that I want. And so I wanted to address that as well, because that's something that comes up a lot. And so it's always good to talk about those questions that come up a lot. So I will be using the Breeze. So let's look at, hey, Jeannie, hey, again, hey, Lori, let's look at the Breeze. Well, this is one of our systems. We have Icon, we have the Icon Pro, we have the Legend. This is the Breeze starter kit, and this is our new cordless and chargeable system. And it comes with the 2 bottles of foundation you see here, plus Love and plus Blush. Now, there's 2 different color foundations. They're very similar in color, but they're not exact. And then we have the Love, and we also have Blush. The Blush is super high pigmented. A little bit goes a long way, so don't overdo it with that. You're only going to use about 2 drops. And then Love is something you might not use every single day, but you will love it because it does have that like luminous glow. It's not a shimmer, but it does give your skin some luminosity. And then right here, boop, boop, is what we want, we want you to get started. These are like the basic golden rules when it comes to airbrush. The big thing is that you want to keep your stylus or your Breeze moving at all times. Don't just sit there and cover. We're always going to move. Your coverage is done by making passes. So that first pass that you make, you're not going to get the coverage maybe that you want. You're going to go back and make another pass, and that way you get that coverage. The other one that you want to practice is keeping it 4 finger widths away from your face. This might seem silly, but what ends up happening is because this air is blowing, you either end up going like this because we're not used to the air, or you're coming in too close because we're used to touching our skin. And then the last thing you're going to want to practice is pulling down on that trigger. It's very light. You're never going to pull down all the way. You're only going to pull down a little bit. And one thing I recommend is doing some water. You can airbrush water on your face. That way you get to practice all of that without using the makeup yet. Okay. All right. Let's see. Hello, Brenda. Oh, more yes. Let's see. All right. Now, one thing, like I said, I always tell you guys to practice with water first. That way you aren't wasting your product. And one thing you'll experience is every time you have this in your hand, you're going to get better and better and better at it, okay? What people end up doing is they put it on, when they first get it, is they put it on like traditional makeup. This is not how it goes, okay? We know that obviously this is different, but how it goes on your face is also different, okay? It should never feel wet or sticky on your face. That's a big thing. If it is, then, hey, are you too close? Are you pulling down on that trigger too hard? Things like that. That's usually will tell you, okay, maybe I need to double check some of those things. I'm actually going to use Glow, and I'll put a couple of drops. Did about 3 drops in my foundation well, turning my system on, and I'm going to spray underneath my eyes to start that coverage. Now, when you're practicing with the water, you'll start hearing, like you'll pick up sounds. You'll know when it's coming out. You'll know it has a dry sound when it's empty. So you're going to start picking up on all of that. So make sure you're just to listen for that. Okay. There is a sound when the product or when the water comes out of the system. There's also another sound when it's out. So you'll understand all of that. If you're just practicing with water at first, Now I just made a pass underneath my eyes. Do I want it? And I'm using glow, or I'm using glow. So I do want it to come up a little bit more. I want it to highlight underneath my eyes. So I'm going to make another pass. I make the movements first. And then as soon as I hear it and feel it, I'm moving my breeze down. And I come down, almost right there. I'm not going to just stay here. The other thing about this, I'll do one more. The other thing is this blends for you. With traditional makeup, we're used to seeing that opaqueness and then blending it out. Well, with airbrush makeup, you're not going to get that. You're going to get it blends as you apply it. So you don't want to see those demarcation lines. You don't want to see any opaqueness. You want to keep going. All right. I'm going to get a paper towel. I don't need the rest of oh, thank you, Brenda. We have our little family here. I'm going to use a little bit more. Just do a little bit more coverage with this glow. We have our little family here that we always like to I always say hi to. So can you use glow first? Will you get any results? Yeah, I mean I'm using glow now to highlight underneath my eyes. And so I'm also using it as coverage because there's a pigment to it. I will get coverage out of it too. So I used it just underneath my eyes. I kind of covered a little bit of my nose, and then that's how I use it. Now, when I get to my foundation, I don't need to bring it all the way up, but I'm going to overlap maybe down here. So I still am highlighted here, and then it's blended. Okay. But first, I'm going to use the matte bronzer. I love the matte bronzer. The matte bronzer, I'm using it to contour. A lot of times I'll use it on my eyes because it just gives a great neutral matte eyeshadow shade. And I'll do about 3 drops there. Turn my system on. Now I do have my paper towel here. I'm going to blow a little out on the paper towel to make sure that the bronzer is what I'm getting. Okay. So now I can go in. Because I'm also concentrating more on a certain area, I can bring the breeze in a little bit more to about 3 finger widths away from my face. The closer you are, the more precise it gets. Okay. And you can always do this on a paper towel. Like the closer you get, it's like bing right there. Okay. So make my movements and then pull back on my trigger lightly. Notice like I'm using, where'd the matte bronzer go? I'm using this shade, but notice you don't see it like right away. It's going to build. And this is a great example of how you build your coverage. I'm making passes, go back, I'm giving each time a little break, do a little bit on my forehead. Go down my neck. Back on my forehead. And so you do see it a little bit more precise, but that's why I'm doing it first. Now, when I get to my foundation, it's going to blend all of this together. Is there a big difference between the, Jeannie's asking, is there a big difference between the Breeze or the Breeze Duo? And should she upgrade? I'm going to do a little bit on my eyes. Oh, hold on, now I have to concentrate. So I'm just going back and forth, back and forth. Now I can jump. Now this shows you how precise it is, guys. I have my lashes on and it's going right to my eye. It's not going on my lashes. And then you can come in a little bit even close, a little bit closer because this is a more precise area. I'm going to go back and forth, back and forth. And look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love that color. Okay, now I'm going to blow the rest of that color out, the rest of the bronzer out. But between the Plain Breeze and the Breeze Duo, that's up to you. There's really, it depends on what you're using it for. If you're going to tan, then yeah, we have the tanning adapter for the Breeze. And so if you're going to tan, it will have that higher speed for you. I find, I honestly, I keep it on the first one, the first speed, as probably most of the time. I might use the second speed to clean, or to, you know, if I needed something to go on stronger, like the skincare, things like that, you can use the second speed, but you can do everything with the one speed. Casey asked, what is the difference between the Breeze and the Icon? There's a huge, I mean, there's a huge difference, but then not. They both are airbrush, okay? But the Icon is going to be this one with the stylus and plugged in, whereas this is your Breeze, and it is cordless, chargeable. I do find, because I do both, and I do find that this one is a little bit more user friendly. But with any airbrush, guys, just know you are going to have, there is a learning curve. Like I said before, you know traditional makeup up until this point, and when switching to airbrush, you need to apply it like airbrush. Not only are you applying it differently this way, you're using 10 times less makeup. It should not feel heavy or wet on your face. You're not touching your face, so that's better for your face, but it blends as it applies. So you don't want to see those demarcation lines, okay? I'm now going to add a little bit of the Soft Rose blush. And remember, our blush is super high pigmented. I don't want to do anything that I don't want to look crazy, basically. So I'm only going to do 2 drops of the blush, and I'm going to apply it right here to the apples of my cheeks. Kind of go back, and maybe I can even do a little bit on my eyes. Right on the lid. And you'll see how this does bloom. It does kind of intensify after a second or two, okay? All right, so now I'm going to put these up. And now I'm going to get my shade 3 in the rose, or no, I'm sorry, in the Silk foundation. Add my drops. Do you need to change the Breeze heads for the rose serum? Hold on, let me just turn this off for a second. Do you need to change the Breeze heads for the rose serum? How many drops do you need to use in the Breeze? And then do you continue with your nightly routine? Andrea, I thought about you this weekend because I know you want me to do a nightly routine. And so we are going to be doing that. We're actually picking a day for skincare. And so I'll go over like everything I do as far as my nightly routine. No, you do not have to change the head to do the rose serum. And I use, I think on the bottle it says like use 6 or 7 drops. I use like half the dropper, put that in, and then airbrush that everywhere. And then depending on what you need or what skincare you have, then you can go in and use the Breeze for the skincare if you have the airbrush skincare. So Casey, what issues are you having with the Breeze? Let me know what issues you're having with the Breeze. Okay, I'm going to turn this on, because I will tell you with the Breeze, guys, make sure you need to clean, well, with any system, you need to clean it every time you use it. You do not need to clean it in between products, but you do want to clean it after every single use. You know, every time you apply your makeup. And with the Breeze, make sure that you do back bubble the Breeze. You want to make sure that even like I'll blow water through my Breeze a few times, and then I'll use my Tip Top cleaner, back bubble, release, back bubble, release, back bubble, release. So I make sure to get anything, any any product, any makeup that's in there, I want to make sure that's released. Another trick is to use warm water. Our makeup is water and mineral based. Okay, it is water and mineral based, so it'll dissolve. Throw that aside. It will dissolve by using like warmer water. If you do feel the need to use the warm water, if you feel like it's sticking a little bit or sputtering a little bit, make sure to do maybe a deeper clean on it. I am going to powder just a little. I don't always powder when I use the Breeze or when I use Airbrush makeup. That is up to you. A lot of times, if you're wanting more coverage, I recommend powdering. Listen carefully. Recommend powdering before airbrushing. Yes, I said that. So if I was going to do that, I would have done my glow, then I probably would have powdered and then continued with the contour, the blush, and the foundation. That takes it up a notch. It gives you more of a polished look, and it will help control oil if you do get oily throughout the day. But guys, coverage is made and intensity is made by passes. They're light passes. Again, should not feel wet or sticky on the face. So if you're not getting the coverage that you want, work on, okay, that distance. Are you moving too fast? Do you need to slow it down a little bit? The moves are very precise. So just work on all of that. Okay, so so Jeannie's like, yeah, back bubbling is the key. And let me show you real quick. So let me get my paper towel. So I'm now just blowing. Oh, you can't see. Blowing the water through, not really doing anything, just cleaning it out, just letting that go. Then when I get to it, I can back bubble, but I'm going to close that lid so it doesn't splatter everywhere. And then release. Back bubble, then release. Back bubble, then release. Now I can do it again. Some drops, clean, back bubble, back bubble. And then you'll see that it cleans right in there. But you have to clean it after every single use. The Duo is stuck on one speed, the high one, and on certain foundations, some black dots on my face. That's weird. I don't know why it would have given, if the only thing you have in there is that the foundation, it shouldn't leave black marks. I'm a little confused on that. Yeah. I'm like, that's weird. So yeah, try the deep clean, like with the back bubble and everything. And with the warm water, I find that sometimes the warm water will help just release some of that makeup. So yeah, and yeah, if you want to book an appointment with me, we have small group classes that we do Monday and Wednesday, and the link is below in the description. And you could always book a class. I'm going to use, which one is this one? This is Waltz and the Vinyl Slick. Liquid lipstick that has it's hard to talk when you put it on lipstick. This one has a lot of pigment, and it still gives you that nice, shiny, bright, kind of shiny, attention-grabbing lip, which, of course, I love. But what I love about it is it is very high pigmented. You don't always have to use a lip liner with it. it really does just stay on. So that's always good too. But our classes that we do offer are amazing classes. They really go into detail more on the beginnings. Like, it's great for people who are thinking about ordering a system, who have a system, who maybe have a system and haven't used it yet. Anybody who's having trouble with their system, that it's great. It's great. They last about an hour. And so we go over everything from what everything is called to where to use it, what to do, the order, all of that. So if you want to book a class, click that link below. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me on this Monday. I hope to see you back. We're here Monday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, and I'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.